My name's Caroline. I'm 32 years old, and I made a mistake. A big one. The kind of mistake that turns your life upside down in an instant. One second, you're joking around, feeling on top of the world, and the next, you're sitting in an empty house, staring at your phone, waiting for a text that's never going to come. I never thought my husband Ryan would actually leave me. I thought he'd get mad, sure, maybe sulk for a bit, but pack his bags and walk out of my life? Number that wasn't supposed to happen. But that's exactly what he did. And now, I don't just feel stupid, I feel alone. Because in one reckless moment, I didn't just lose my husband. I lost everything. It all started with a conversation I barely even remember. One of those casual, off-the-cuff comments you say just to get a reaction, to be funny, to feel interesting. I was at a dinner with friends, sipping on wine, feeling good about myself. We were all joking around, talking about relationships, about what we'd do in some hypothetical ridiculous situation. Someone asked something like, if you had to choose between your husband and someone else, who would you pick? And without even thinking, I smirked, tossed my hair, and said something that, at the time, I thought was hilarious. Oh, please. If I had to choose, I'd pick my coworker over Ryan in a heartbeat. Laughter. Everyone laughed. I laughed. I even winked when I said it, playing it off like it was just harmless fun. I wasn't serious. I wasn't actually saying I'd leave my husband for some guy at work. But in that moment, I felt powerful. I felt wanted. My friends were giggling. One of them nudged my arm like I was being so bad. It was fun. It was harmless. Or so I thought. Ryan didn't say anything at first. He just sat there, looking at me. Not angry. Not laughing. Just quiet. And honestly, that should have been my first warning sign. Because Ryan's never been the type to yell or make a scene. When he's madreely mad, he shuts down. And this was complete silence. I didn't think much of it at the time. I rolled my eyes, kissed him on the cheek, and told him to lighten up. But when we got home, the second we walked through the door, he turned to me and said something I wasn't expecting. Do you really feel that way? I blinked. What? What you said at dinner? He said, voice quiet but firm. Was that a joke? Or do you actually think you'd be better off with someone else? I scoffed. Ryan, come on. You know I didn't mean it like that. Then why say it? That's when I got defensive. I don't even know why I could have just apologized. I could have told him it was stupid, that I wasn't thinking. But instead, I crossed my arms and doubled down. It was a joke. You're overreacting. Ryan let out this short, humorless laugh. Right, overreacting. He shook his head, ran a hand through his hair. You know, I've spent years trying to make you happy, and the one time you actually get excited about something, it's about another man. Oh, for God's sake, Ryan! No, seriously, Caroline, he interrupted. If you're so convinced that there's someone better for you, why are you even here? That's when I felt it, that shift. The moment I realized this wasn't just a fight, that this wasn't going to be one of those arguments where we yell for an hour and then pretend nothing happened the next day. This was different. And I was losing him. Ryan. No, I get it, he said, his voice eerily calm. I thought we were a team. I thought this marriage meant something. But clearly, I was wrong. I laughed nervously, trying to play it off. Oh, come on! You're not seriously mad over some dumb joke! But he wasn't listening. He was already walking upstairs. And 20 minutes later, when I followed him, I found him in our bedroom, packing. At first, I refused to believe what I was seeing. I leaned against the doorframe, arms crossed, shaking my head. You're actually leaving over this? Ryan didn't even look at me. It's not just this, he muttered. It's everything. And that's when I started to panic. Because suddenly, I could see it. The way I treated him. The way I never took him seriously. The way I pushed and pushed, thinking he'd never actually push back. I begged him to stop. I told him he was overreacting, that I didn't mean it. But he didn't care. He zipped up his suitcase, grabbed his keys, and walked right past me without another word. And then, he was gone. The next few days were hell. I kept telling myself he just needed time, that he'd come home, that we'd talk, that this was just a stupid fight that got out of hand. But then, I saw it. An email from a real estate agent. Follow up on your apartment inquiry. That's when my stomach dropped. He wasn't just staying at a friend's place. He wasn't just trying to cool off. He was looking for a new place to live. And that's when it hit me. He was serious. I called him. Straight to voicemail. I texted. No response. I even sent him a voice note, my hands shaking as I hit record. Ryan, please. Can we just talk? This is getting blown way out of proportion. I didn't mean what I said, you know that. You're the only one I want. Please, just come home. No reply. Not that day. Not the next. And then, finally, a text. Thanks for confirming what I've suspected for a while. You just use people for what they can give you. I guess I was no different. That's when I felt sick. Because the worst part? He wasn't wrong. I tried calling. He answered. But when he did, his voice was cold. What do you want, Caroline? I tried to fix it, to explain, to tell him he was misunderstanding everything, but all he said was, I need time to think. Don't call me again until I reach out. And that was it. Now I'm sitting here, staring at my phone, waiting for a message that's never going to come, wondering how I let it get to this point. I thought I was the one who held the power. I thought I could say anything and he'd always stay. But now I don't have a husband. And the worst part? The coworker I joked about choosing over him? Yeah, he doesn't want me either. So here I am, alone, with nothing. And no one to blame but myself.